Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alani.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And hello, welcome back to Real Estate Rant here on the Rant Radio Network.
It's a beautiful day here at the towers of Rant Radio.
The holy ground.
Holy ground.
As we usually say. We have a good show in store today. In previous shows, we've covered, the purpose of the Rant Radio Network and also the Real Estate Rant is to ensure the public trust. We've done a lot of things here on the show. We've had alternatives to short sale. We've had cleaners. We have carpet cleaners and maid services, right? And we've had credit repair folks, NHD reports. Try not to focus too much on the agents. I think the agents take too much credit for a lot of the stuff that they do, even though I am an agent. You know, something bold to say, right, Ginger? In studio today, we have Ginger Marcos from the law office of Ginger Marcos. Am I saying that right? I'm sorry.
Easy enough to say, right?
I'm sorry?
Easy enough to say, right?
Okay.
I'll
repeat.
Pretty early in the morning still, I guess.
I'll repeat it. You know, it's after breakfast. You know how that goes. Ginger Marcos, I'll say it a little bit slower, from the law offices of, yeah, exactly. The law offices of Ginger Marcos. She's joining us in studio today.
Good morning.
Good morning, young lady. How are you? And usually we throw up a design deal, and this week's design will be thrown up by our engineer, Mr. Manny Pantalones. We have a gift card that we give out every week, a $25 gift card to Stevens Steakhouse, located in the City of Commerce. Compliments of Carlos Cruz and the Bell Gardens Chamber of Commerce. We also have a teeth whitening treatment from Garden Dental, located at 7218 Garfield Avenue in the City of Bell Gardens. If you call in, get on the show, pick out the design deal, happen to check that out, or ask Ginger a question about bankruptcy or any question at all that she can possibly answer, we can give out that gift card to you. Okay, so...
well, not any question.
Well, some questions, you know. Yeah, exactly. You know, I guess it depends on what the question is. Take it easy, right?
My favorite color. I mean, you know.
Yeah. So every week we get questions on the show. You can call in at 855-693-4897, or you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. Now, we won't get your emails during the show, but we will answer them the following week. And I do believe we got a couple of them this week.
Yeah, we do. And they're actually related to a bankruptcy. So join us in, Ginger, if you can answer them and help us answer these questions. The first question comes from Dahlia from Alhambra, and it reads, can I buy a home after my husband filed bankruptcy? It says, I'm not on the mortgage, nor was I on the BK, but I am on the deed of trust. Can I get off the deed and buy the house for my husband?
That's a little bit of a confusing
Well,
question,
it's actually,
to be honest with you.
It's actually pretty simple, basic and simple.
What does it mean, Alonso?
Well, if she wants to buy the home out for her husband after he's filed bankruptcy, it's probably going in a short sale, and it's asking, can she buy the house if they're married, but she's not entitled to the loan, but she's not entitled to the loan, but she is married. So basically, the answer is no. It has to be an arm's length transaction.
Well, it's my understanding that on a short sale, the banks do not allow you to sell the property to somebody that you know.
Exactly. That's
a family member or friend. You know that you can't be familiar. It has to be an arm's length transaction. That's
so that the understanding of this question is it's pretty much she's trying to say she wants to buy the home off her husband, but she's not on the deed. She's on the deed, but she's not on the mortgage.
Well, she could try. She could try to buy it.
Legally,
well,
she probably could do it. She
do
probably could do it. I mean, if the last name is not the same and she can go through the whole ordeal,
Yeah.
but is it ethically correct? Probably not. But the correct answer is no, absolutely not. You're not supposed to buy it. It's supposed to be an arm's length transaction.
Most of the short sale transactions that I've worked on require a contract from the bank, and it actually has that verbiage in it that you're not related to the person that you're selling to. Now, if they sign that document and happen to fraudulently move forward with that transaction, I guess that would be on them, you know. So to answer the question, I would say no. You can't.
Correct.
You can't buy that property. But could you? I think you could. But you could also do some jail time too, right?
Yeah. So
You know what, though? I mean, here's another thing is because she wasn't on the bankruptcy, I mean, she can go off and buy another property if she wants to. I mean, it's not going to that bankruptcy for her husband is not going to negatively affect her credit.
That is
So,
that
I mean, not that same property, but if she wants to buy another property, let's say for an investment property or whatever,
that
she's
is
free to
correct.
do
But
that.
in real estate, we tend to get attached, emotionally attached to our property, and
No,
that's probably
that's,
what's happening.
yeah.
That's probably the purpose of the question.
Yes, exactly.
The purpose of the question is that, hey, I want to stay in my same house. I don't want to move from this house. Can I buy this for my husband? You know,
How many times are we doing short sales where the same family member wants to buy it? You know, Alex, that comes up quite often. It's unethically not correct to do, but a lot of people are doing it in reality. You know, they get their relative that has a different last name, and you know they sign the documents. It's a non-arm's length transaction. Do they get prosecuted? They probably don't. Is it correct? Is it correct that they do that? It's probably not, but it happens in the world.
no, that's never happened to you, has it, Alonso? You've
Oh,
never-
absolutely not. I'm not taking no participation.
Let's
in
put that out there right now because
Yeah.
definitely don't want to be talking about that. Actually, I had the pleasure of speaking with Ginger yesterday, and that's some of the subject matter that we covered yesterday about if a person wants to file bankruptcy and they want to continue living in their home, that they can continue making payments, and that could be part of the bankruptcy. So this person here that's asking that question, if the husband filed bankruptcy, why not just keep making the payments?
I can probably tell you that he's probably upside down on that property and he doesn't want to pay that, yeah.
Oh, that amount,
exactly.
that
And that's
amount.
probably
Yeah,
what they're trying to
absolutely.
do. They're probably trying to do a short sale to try to negotiate the price at a lower price, and then she could qualify for the home. But she probably could qualify for the home, but is it ethically correct that she do so because she is married?
I mean, here's another thing, you guys. I mean, there are still a lot of programs for principal reduction and loss, loss mitigation. If you are behind on the home, if you're upside down, there are programs out there, and I've seen it more and more. So, I mean, and also bankruptcy does not impede you from going to the bank and saying, hey, I'd like to explore my loss mitigation options, loan modification, principal reduction, that sort of thing. So, I mean, there are other more legal options out there. And by the way, I do want to say we're going to be discussing a lot of legal issues here. So for everybody out there in the audience, this is just us talking. Don't take any of this stuff as this is my little disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Don't take any of this stuff as legal advice, because hey, we're just having a conversation.
They're
This is
just
the
opinions.
Rant.
They're just our personal opinions.
They are opinions. They are very general legal answers that I'll be giving you. I hope that something I say will help somebody out there, but of course,
Cross-reference it with your personal attorney.
Go talk to an attorney, get a consultation. So, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I mean, I mentioned earlier the purpose of the show is to ensure the public trust, and we have professionals come on the show, but not necessarily to answer specific questions. It's more on a general basis. We want to know what you do, and we want to know some of the things that we should know as the general public as to how to behave. Number one, how to attack certain issues. And this is why we bring you on the show. It's not to answer specific questions or cover some specific law.
Yeah, because there are so many issues within these different areas of law and so many different scenarios, and one person filing a bankruptcy can be completely different from the another person filing a bankruptcy.
Not to mention all the loopholes there is
Oh my
when it comes to law, right, Ginger?
Yeah, I mean, really, it'll make your head spin. And I've had a lot of clients come into my office in the first consult and say, I was trying to do my research online and I just ended up more confused. Well, yeah, yeah. That's why you have to really go to an expert. You really have to tell that person your specific scenario, what's going on with your finances, what's going on in your life. So
Exactly. In previous shows, we've talked about the alternatives to short sale, and one of them was bankruptcy, and the other one was loan modification. What it sounds like, the individual that had emailed in, what it sounds like would have been a better alternative if they wanted to keep their house is a loan modification. Now, the other alternative would have been, now another show that we did with U.S. Residential, they offer what's called the walkaway program or it was a mortgage buyback. That's what it was called. And the mortgage buyback program was primarily they were filing a lawsuit against the lender and mitigating the price down to a palatable level that would be rebuying the property back. That was something that U.S. Residential does. And it's very specific work and it takes a lot of time. But to answer the email question, that would be another alternative, right? I did want to bring up the design deal, Mr. Manny. We're coming up on a break. If you call in and happen to pick out the design for the day, you can win a $25 gift card to Stevens Steakhouse located in the City of Commerce or a teeth whitening with Garden Dental. Now, that's not the design deal, so let's thank you, Mr. Manny. This one is located in Brockton Heights, Massachusetts. Compliments of Wikipedia, and if you'd like the gift card, let us know what kind of house this is. Do you know what kind of house this is, Alonso? Don't say it.
I actually do know what kind of house it is, Alex.
Okay, so if you happen to pick that design, give us a call.
I won't give any hints because in the previous shows I've given hints and
they weren't getting it.
They weren't getting it, huh?
They weren't getting it.
And until we probably said what the design deal was and kind of got scolded by you, Alex. So I don't want to get scolded anymore.
That was Melanie actually that called in and Melanie, if you're listening, we need you to call back because we need some information from you to send you your gift card. Give us a call, 855-693-4897, or you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. And for the last of the segment, I just wanted to mention that because we're talking about bankruptcy, Ginger does have other services, and I did want to throw up her information real quick. She is located, her phone number 818-333-5092, or you can reach her at gmarcos@marcoslawfirm.com. She also has a website, marcoslawfirm.com.
We're coming out of a break. Don't touch that mouse. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
Ticketsurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. Ticketsurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4199.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill. Love at first bite.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
We are the Three Guys Rant.
With Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69-THE-3-GUYS.
It's not the three guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on RantRadioNetwork.com. That's RantRadioNetwork.com.
Check it out.
from the radio network
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we are back here at the Real Estate Rant Radio, here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis, with my broker, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez. Joining us in studio today, Ms. Ginger Marcos from the law offices of Ginger Marcos. You can reach her at 818-333-5092. You can also email her at gmarcos@marcoslawfirm.com. She also has a website, www.marcoslawfirm.com. Doing the design deal again. No phone calls yet. We have a $25 gift card to Stevens Steakhouse located in the City of Commerce. Compliments of Carlos Cruz at the Bell Gardens Chamber of Commerce. And also a $200 teeth whitening treatment at Garden Dental, 7218 Garfield Avenue in the City of Bell Gardens. Now, back to our guest, Miss Ginger Marcos.
Yes, guys.
How are you today?
Good morning,
Great.
Ginger.
I'm great. I'm great.
Ginger, that came out a lot better, didn't it? Okay. I kind of botched up the first segment. I apologize. Ginger, I have to ask, what interested you in the field of law?
Being absolutely crazy.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I think so.
I love your passion. I love your passion. I mean,
Are you sure it wasn't you watching that movie, Legally Blonde? It was with that movie.
Oh, that's horrible.
Was the movie
I'm
where she
not
wanted to
legally
become
blonde. I'm
an
not
attorney?
No, and talking to her yesterday, she's definitely not blonde. Incredibly intelligent.
No, I mean that just came to me that movie where it was that
That's what
college
everybody
bimbo
thinks.
wanted to go to college and become a powerful attorney.
Everybody thinks it's so easy and glamorous, and oh, you're in the courthouse, blah blah. Oh, it's never like that, guys. Never, ever, ever. The actual practice of law is really, really intense, and you have to be prepared for it.
And that's why I said I love your passion.
Yeah.
Because in order to take on a monster as trying to be an attorney, okay, and I say a monster in terms of the amount of schooling that's involved, the amount of the amount of studying that's involved, the amount of understanding, comprehension that's involved. Yeah, you know what I mean. To me, I bow to you, Ginger.
I mean, just the fact of having you on our show, it made him freeze this morning. It's just like, I don't know, attorney.
I think
the word attorney came to him, and it was like, whoa, he got like struck. He got
what,
silent.
Alex? It's okay because I get that a lot.
Do you?
It's okay.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Alonso, many times, being the broker, and we've been in the business now cumulatively about 25 years, and I get a lot of compliments on.
You look so young.
Well, thank you.
A lot of compliments, right?
I get a lot of feedback from clients, from other colleagues, associates, comrades, telling me when I deal with a transaction that I'm very knowledgeable. Okay, but I'll be honest with you. When I get in front of an attorney, for some reason, I feel inferior.
And you know what, Alex? I had that same problem till a good friend of mine told me. This is what he told me. He said, "What's the difference? They put on their pants just the same way you do, one leg at a time, one leg at a time." And they're human beings. I mean, they're a little bit more educated where they can, they have their loopholes like that. That can,
but
they can manipulate things to go their way. And
but you know what, you guys, you are a little intimidated with attorneys, but I'm gonna tell you something. A good attorney is a good thing to have on your side.
I agree.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
be nice to me.
Hey, Ginger.
Just kidding.
Hey, Ginger. I'm being nice. Believe me, I'm being as nice
I
as
know.
I can.
I know.
So talking about that, what does it take to be an attorney? I mean, how many years of schooling and
you know what? There's a formula. It's basically you have to get your undergrad, which is like 4 years. Now, with the way schools are in colleges and universities, it's ending up like 5 years to get your degree for undergrad. But basically, your undergrad, and then you go into law school, which is typically 3 years. With me, I also have an MBA. I don't know. People tell me, "Oh, you must like school." I actually don't really like school. It was fun when it was there. I had a good time, but
it was just a way of deferring your student loans, right?
Oh my goodness! Don't talk to me about that. You'll upset me.
Yeah.
No, but so I added on, in addition to the 7 years, I added on another 2 years for my MBA. But, I mean, honestly, this is my second career, so I landed in a place. I chose this career. I really did, and it took me a while to land on this, to be okay in my head, okay, I'm going to be an attorney, because it intimidated me too, to be honest with you. You know, I knew it would take a lot. It would take a lot of time and effort and stress.
Right
you
on.
know.
So in being an attorney, there's a lot of different areas of practice.
Right.
But you chose one particular area or roundabout.
Right. Well, one of the main areas of law that I practice is bankruptcy. And there's a huge, so many reasons why I love practicing in bankruptcy. And it just, of any other area of law I've seen, bankruptcy really can offer people a lot of relief and immediate relief.
So there's a nice sense of ensuring the public trust, if you will, in being able to help your clients get through some of their problems.
Absolutely. And you know, who of us don't want to come into work and help people and make people feel good? I mean, that's really why I got into law, and why I'm doing what I'm doing, and why I have so much passion about it. It's because I can have a client come in with all of their problems kind of in this folder, and I've seen that so many times, like a folder about a foot high of, I'm not kidding, of documents, of tax returns, of bills, of judgments, and everything else, hand it over to me and say, okay, thank you.
And that's
And
then
walk out of my office with a smile and a hug.
And
I mean, who gets that?
And then that's when you have to decide what kind of bankruptcy you're going to put them into, right? Because I understand there's several chapters in bankruptcy.
Well,
there's 6, I believe.
For most consumers, you're going to really focus on the 2, which is the Chapter 7s and Chapter 13s. I mean, 95% of the population would really fit into those 2. So,
Can I back up just one second,
Sure.
Ginger? Because I've never done bankruptcy myself, and just for the general listener, can you just kind of give us a short synapse on what bankruptcy is?
yeah, bankruptcy is basically here to offer everyone, the general public, a means of having a second start. So if you have accumulated a lot of debt, if you just find yourself in a huge financial strain, there's no way of getting out. Well, bankruptcy is a way of getting out, getting a fresh start. And that's basically in it in a nutshell.
And we're very fortunate to have that, because I was doing some research back in a couple days ago, and I was reading that in ancient Greece, you know, that bankruptcy didn't exist. Actually, if you owed money, you were forced into debt slavery, and not only you, but also your wife, your kids, and your servants.
So now, but we're in debt slavery now.
Well,
It's a different kind of debt slavery.
But we're very fortunate. And then I believe back then it said that also that they confined them to 5 years of debt slavery, and they were fortunate because, you know, it gave them the opportunity to work and pay back their debt, but it also immuned them from being limbed.
Cut off some of their limbs?
Yeah, limbed or killed. So I'm kind of like,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was
Well, you know that I still have people call me to this day saying, well, a creditor called me and said I was going to jail because of my debt. And I said, you know, there is no such thing as debtor's prison anymore. And people don't no, but, you know, this is actually kind of a serious issue because people are afraid of debt collectors calling them, and debt collectors say the most heinous things. I mean, all of this stuff is obviously illegal, but it doesn't stop them apparently from saying all of these terrible things to people to try to get them to pay back, you know, a $2,000 debt or something stupid like that.
That's what makes a good debt collector. They're frightening tactics.
They're horrible.
Yeah, they're
horrible.
They're shock value is what there is. But I'll be honest with you, debt collectors, and I can say this on air, are a bunch of liars.
Yes.
They're a bunch of liars.
Yes.
I know maybe you can't say that, Ginger, but I will.
I mean, I'll just back you up and say,
okay, there you go. Yeah, so and mainly because a lot of times when I'm dealing with a homeowner that's looking to purchase a home, and they sometimes they have to settle some of their debt. What happens is if they haven't paid for some time, and they're talking to the individual on the other line, the creditor, and they're trying to settle this debt. The creditor's telling, oh yeah, if you pay this amount, we can settle the debt at this amount, and ultimately what they do is they tell them, give me your credit card over the phone, and what happens is it reinstates the debt.
That's right.
Right? And they're not settling anything. All they're doing is making a payment. So what happens later on is it's, I thought I settled it with the guy, and they're lying to them is what they're doing.
And not only that, there's some situations where I had before where, we got a hold of a debt collector, and they were supposed to settle the debt, and we were about to close, and we had agreed upon a specific amount. But when it was time to close, they knew we needed to pay off that debt, so they didn't lower it to their term that they had originally told us that they were going to lower it. So what do we have to do in order to close the transaction? We had to pay the full amount.
Oh, the full amount. They have to get it in writing. They say, I'm not paying a cent until I get a letter from you saying that this is the agreement, and then everybody signs it, and then it is a what do they call, a settlement with the creditor. We are coming up on a break. Give us a call, 855-693-4897. Or
give us your questions, guys.
Yeah, give us a question. Ginger Marcos has graced us with her presence this morning. You can also call her office at 818-333-5092. Or you can call the show here at 855-693-4897. Real quick, Mr. Manny Pantalones, if we can throw up our design deal again. Anybody that can guess what house this is or what type of house this is, you can win a $25 gift card and or a $200 teeth whitening from Garden Dental, Bell Gardens. 30 seconds. Alonso, anything else?
I just have to say, I could not guess what kind of house that is. There's no way.
It's funny. I asked
a house.
I asked somebody that lives in one of those houses what kind of houses. They couldn't tell me either. And the funny thing is that when we do finally get somebody that calls in or actually comes out, everybody's in surprise. Really, that's one of those? I almost said it.
That's terribly sexy.
And the reason we know Ginger is because we both were taking appraisal classes, and that's one of the big things in appraisal. You have to know what kind of homes they are. We'll be right back. Don't touch that mouse. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
TheTicketSurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4-199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. TheTicketSurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4-199.
We are the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69-THE-3-GUYS.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen, then you never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS. G-U-Y-S, and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you, and we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we're back here at the Real Estate Rant, the Rant Radio Network, or the towers of the Rant Radio Network, the holy grounds, as
The
we
holy
say.
stomping grounds.
The holy stomping grounds. Join us in studio today, Miss Ginger Marcos
Hello, everybody.
from the law offices of Ginger Marcos. You can reach her at 818-333-5092. Ginger has been, ourselves have been talking this morning a little bit about bankruptcy and
Bankruptcy-related issues, which pretty much relate to everything.
Which
Yeah.
brings us
Or
up to the
could.
following question. Ginger, can you tell us like the different kind of bankruptcies or why people will file bankruptcy?
You know, we were kind of discussing it earlier, but, you know, I was saying that 95% of people out there, regular folks like you and me, most of us are going to fit into either a Chapter 7 or a Chapter 13. There are some differences, major differences between the two. Now, with the Chapter 7, it's what most people would think of when they say bankruptcy. Okay? So that means full-on liquidation. Oh, are they going to take all my stuff, liquidate it, and pay off my creditors type of thing. But it is an immediate bankruptcy. The Chapter 13 is for more of a wage earner. They actually call it the wage earner's bankruptcy because it looks at your income, your expenses, and you have to have a disposable income at the end. So you have to be on the positive at the end of the month after paying all of your regular expenses.
And also with that, is there like a payback thing that they have to do?
Exactly. I was just getting into that. That disposable income, then, you have to pay that into what's called the Chapter 13 plan. And that goes from anywhere between 3 years to 5 years. So it would last much longer than the Chapter 7. Like I said, the Chapter 7 is more of an immediate. It still takes about 4 months to process, but you know, compared to a Chapter 13, which takes up to 5 years.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though, Ginger. Also, there's I read something where in order to get a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, there's something called a means test.
Yeah, and you know, there is a qualification that you have to meet, and that's something that a bankruptcy attorney should really help you out with, because I've had people come to me saying, oh, this person told me I couldn't file for Chapter 7. And I said, okay, well, let me see. So I went through the means test, and I said, you know what? That person is wrong. I don't know who they were. You know, they were attorneys, but maybe they didn't understand exactly, you know, their entire finances. But you know, they ended up being qualified for a Chapter 7. So it's very important to have that consultation with an attorney, with a an attorney who knows what they're doing in bankruptcy.
So the means test. So the mean test is some kind of form that you guys use, or some kind of formula you guys use in order to qualify.
It's a formula, and it's, you know, without boring you too much, it really is. It looks at your finances, your overall picture from the time of filing to 6 months back. So it goes 6 months retroactive from the time that you are looking to file. And I mean, there's a lot of other aspects that go into the means test, but it does say at the end of the day whether or not you qualify for a Chapter 7 if you have to go through a Chapter 13.
Now, in terms of bankruptcy, Because I've never done bankruptcy myself, and believe it or not, I've never actually consulted an attorney about bankruptcy. So I'm somewhat of a layman when it comes to bankruptcy. Do you have to include all of your debt in a bankruptcy, or can you piece it off? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I might be asking the question wrong, but I think you know what I'm asking.
Yeah, with the bankruptcy, with any chapter of bankruptcy, 7, 13, 11, whatever, you are disclosing everything in your finances. I mean, you have to put everything in your petition, even if it's like a checking account that you have $5. You know, a savings account, you have $100. You still have to put that in there. Now, when people say, "Well, I don't want to put my car in the bankruptcy because I want to keep my car." Well, yeah, absolutely, you want to keep your car, sure, and you're entitled to do that. You can keep your car, especially even if you're paying it off still. I mean, you can put it in there. You can sign what's called a reaffirmation agreement. And basically that reaffirmation agreement says, okay, I am going to, hate to say use the word again, but reaffirm the debt, and I am going to continue to make these payments, and I promise to do so. Really, a lot of people who file for Chapter 7, they're surprised because a lot of things, their lifestyle continues to be the same, essentially. So they keep their same house, they keep their same car. Most of the time, they don't have to liquidate anything. And that's a huge misnomer. A lot of people think, oh, well, you know, Chapter 7, trustee is going to go through my house. Is the trustee going to go through my house and take an inventory of everything I have? Well, no, but that doesn't mean that you can hide things. You definitely have to disclose everything. And that's when you get into, if you do hide anything, that's when you go into real estate fraud. But that's when you go into bankruptcy fraud.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to do that.
And getting back to the question, to the earlier question, so what are the reasons why people will file a bankruptcy?
For so many reasons, it's mind-boggling. For so many reasons. You know, a lot of people, they simply cannot pay their debts. They can't. They've accumulated so much credit card debt because of a layoff, or oh, they were disabled. They got into an accident at work and they can't work anymore. You know, there's so many. Exactly. And I hear these stories every day, and it breaks my heart. Honestly, it breaks my heart every day of all of the things that people have gone through that's pushed them to this point where they say, I can't do it anymore.
So this is interesting now. So that means you can keep. You mentioned the car, but but now because we are a real estate show, let's mention let's mention the house.
Oh yeah.
So that means I can keep my house if I file bankruptcy. God forbid it ever happens, but if I file bankruptcy, I can keep my house, and the idea is that I keep making my payments.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now,
it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. If let's say you're up to date on your mortgage, you can just simply continue to pay it.
So what I'm hearing from you is it stops foreclosure.
That too, and that's a whole different animal as well.
I see.
I mean, one of the greatest benefits of a bankruptcy is that immediately out filing bankruptcy, immediately, the minute, there's what's called an automatic stay that gets imposed. This automatic stay acts as if, kind of like an injunction. So, let's say a foreclosure sale date is that day. Well, hey, you file a bankruptcy, even 10 minutes beforehand, that stops that sale because of that automatic stay.
So it automatically brings a stop. It brings a grinding stop to any lawsuits, any
garnishments, and that's
foreclosures.
When you are asking of all of the different reasons why people end up filing bankruptcy.
That's where I was leading into. That's where I wanted to get that out of you, that it will stop, foreclosures, evictions, any garnishments, any pending lawsuits. That once the automatic stay is what I kind of wanted to.
There are some exclusions that I know about. One of them is child support.
Well, yeah,
Am I right about that?
Yeah.
that and student loans, you can't get away from them.
Yeah.
Actually,
I mean, you have to keep paying those off. I mean,
Actually,
and
and-
you can understand why too. I'm sure.
And
if you
actually,
really think about
I
it.
actually read that there is one way to get rid of the student loans, and that's only if you're how can I say, if you can prove to the court that you're not gonna, that you're you're not how can I say it,
Okay. Manny Pantalon's going nuts this
you're
morning.
you're not gonna
You're not
practice.
able to. Yeah, you're not able
Exactly.
to pay it back, and
because
yeah.
of something that happened physically to
Yeah.
you.
But you know what though?
That's too bad.
It is too bad because most of the time, it's very hard to get that.
And even at
It's
then
very
it
hard to
said,
get
yeah.
that granted.
Yeah.
I mean, the courts right now, because this is such a hot issue with student loans. I mean, I'm bogged down completely with student loans. Obviously, I've
I
been
could imagine for
10 years of school, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of us out there like that. It's so common to have someone out of college with 6-figure student loans. It's insane.
And
So-
then we wonder why the attorneys charge so much, right? They got to pay back those student loans.
Oh,
They're as stressed out as we are.
Oh man, you know what? I'm talking about
What
the
the hell
kid
is
that,
wrong with you?
I'm talking about the kid that graduated from USC with $100,000 student loan. You know what happens with that kid? My God. So yeah, you're right about that. There is a very narrow avenue of possibly discharging a student loan. But, you know, courts are really, I mean, they're letting up a little bit. They're granting more and more, but it's very hard. You almost have to be completely disabled. And that's unfortunate because they're just people that, you know, they're not going to be able to pay that back ever.
Take a look at that, Ginger.
Oh, yeah.
Put it back.
That's me.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
That's me. I'm looking at my statements.
Oh my goodness, that's horrible. Now, what about second mortgages?
Second mortgages. That's a great. Bankruptcy can actually be a great way of stripping or getting rid of the second mortgage. You know, nowadays, the valuation of a lot of these properties have gone down significantly. I don't have to tell you guys. But a lot of the second mortgages end up being wholly unsecured. So meaning the value of the property is not enough to cover the first and the second.
Not enough collateral.
Right, not enough collateral.
So they're completely wiped, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like, okay, there is a way of doing it. I mean, you have to file a motion and that sort of thing, but that's something for an attorney to worry about. But there is a way, a method. If there is no equity in that second, then, I mean, it's basically considered wholly unsecured, and you can get rid of that second. So some of these people that have, $100,000 second mortgages.
Yeah, most of them are HELOCs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the worst loans ever.
We are coming up on a break. Give us a call, 855-693-4897. Mr. Alonso Rodriguez will
Time to pay the bills.
Will lead us out.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
TheTicketSurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. TheTicketSurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4199.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
are the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill. Love at first bite.
Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. Hello, last segment here at the Real Estate Rant Radio, rantradionetwork.com. Joining us in studio today is Miss Ginger Marcos. We've been talking about bankruptcy and bankruptcy issues. Thank you, Mr. Manny Pantalosas. I think we do have a phone call.
For Miss Ginger, we do have a phone call on the line.
Great.
Yes, I had two questions. One came up. Okay, are you still there?
We're listening.
Yes, come on.
Okay, I understand that in regards to like tax debt, I don't know if it's student loans, that if you did a 13 first and paid down on that for a while, then you could turn around and eliminate with a Chapter 7. Is that still true?
You mean, well, it depends on, it depends, well, this is a very difficult question, but it's a good one. Now, how long ago were these tax debts?
It was a sales tax debt. It was over several years. And I did end up having to do a Chapter 7, and that worked out, but I had somebody tell me afterwards that if I had done a 13 first, that it would have, I would have saved a lot of problems.
You would have been able to put the tax debt in the 13, so basically it would stop the penalties and interest. You could pay it down over the 5 years, depending on how significant it was, and possibly after that, do an offer and compromise with the tax board.
Okay. The other one, I wondered if you had for example, I have a small cell phone bill. I had completed a contract, and they tried to say I didn't get me early termination, and I disputed it within the time frame, and they passed it off to 3 different collection agencies, and every time I send them a thing saying, look, I don't owe you this, they turn around and give it to somebody else. Is there some way I can stop that?
Now, this wasn't part of your bankruptcy, right?
No, this was the bankruptcies a few years ago.
And
it was like you said a while ago. We had one collector, believe it or not, that pushed us because they chose to file the suit. We were trying to work things out with everybody, but one of them pushed it over, and they were going to garnish my wife's wages.
Really? It got that far?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. We were going to work out. We had, with all our credit card, like I said, I was out of work. We got our credit card, and this one collector decided they were going to go that for $700.
Wow, really?
Yep.
These people
are you
really
calling out of the
hard
country, caller? That's a big cell phone bill.
That is a big cell phone.
No, that
bill.
wasn't cell phone. That was a credit card deal. No, the one deal I'm dealing with is now after the bankruptcy. It's now, and I switched carriers, and they said I had an early termination, and I'm saying no, and they've passed it to 3 different collection agencies, and I keep showing them, look, I don't owe you this, and they just turn around and give it to another one.
Caller, you got to stay away from those hotlines.
Hey, I don't do those 900 numbers. No, I mean, who can I get a hold of to get them to stop that?
Oh my God! I mean, that's going to be difficult, to be honest with you, especially over. Well, you have to ask them You have to write them a letter and ask them for proof of the original contract.
I've
You
done
have
that.
to. You already have, and you haven't gotten anything back.
They don't provide it, and one of them, I told them, I said, look, whatever you're committed, you're buying it from this. So we don't buy it. It's the original carrier that's doing it. I guess they just pass it off, and it's just getting a little frustrating. It's just an annoyance.
Yeah.
So, but
How much are they? How much is this? How much is this?
$250.
Oh, really?
Yeah, why would they even bother with that?
I know,
they
they-
got time for that stuff. And
Yeah, because now, I mean, obviously, if they're not providing you the information that you're asking them for, it was basically proof of the original contract and proof of the debt. If they don't have that, I mean, you do have cause to go after them. But for $250, who's going
Right.
to do that, right? My God.
Caller, let me
And
ask
they
you, how long has it been? How long has it been since?
It's been, last year is when the contract was up. It was for a Web Connect stick, one of those things for my laptop, and I couldn't even use it the last 4 months. But I still paid it to finish the 2 years.
God, isn't that annoying?
And then they said, "Oh no, your 2 years isn't up." And then they've been trying to give me. I said, "No," and I show me. I had this date on my calendar. Here it is. And now they've put it on my credit report, so now I've got a dispute with them. And I've been rebuilding my credit since the bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So it's very frustrating, you know.
Well, there's a couple things you can do. You can get put on a do not call list. You can ask them not to call you if the calls are being bothersome. Another thing you can do is ask them to correspond by mail only. Usually when you get mail like that, most of us just throw it in the trash. These folks really don't have any legal grounds to collect from you, and it's just a matter of time before they stop.
Very good. I'm gonna push it and see. I'm gonna try one more time, and I got to get off my credit report. I've been doing pretty good. Now that they throw that on there, it really sort of teased me off. And they use automated callers. I just hang up. If you don't have time to have a person call me, I don't have. Why should I give you my time? So, did you want to know what kind of house that is, by the way?
I do want to know what kind of house that is.
It's a Cape Cod house.
Oh, good.
That's absolutely
Good
right.
call. Good call.
That's absolutely right.
We do have a $25 gift card or a $200 teeth whitening for you. Caller, which one would you like?
Well, I'm too old for the teeth whitening. If I was going to start a new Hollywood career, I'd go for that. But I'll go for the $25 card.
All right,
Caller,
$25 gift card.
Caller, let me ask: did you cheat and look it up on the internet, or did you know that by any means of?
Let's throw that up.
Can I plead the fifth on that?
I would have looked it up on Wikipedia too.
We'll give it to you anyway. The purpose of
I'll tell you this: I didn't use Wikipedia.
this is a traditional Cape Cod. The newer contemporary Cape Cods are different looking, and that kind of threw a few people off. And this is why I picked an out-of-state house to show for the Cape Cod. But this is a Cape Cod.
You guys are really tricky with that. Really, really tricky. Really hard to guess.
And by all means, we want you to use the internet and find out. We just want you to call in and make our show more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So by all means, you're in no form disqualified for using the internet.
It's not the SATs, right? I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
Thank you for answering my question.
Oh, thank you for calling.
Thank you.
So good call. We got that Cape Cod. Can we throw the other one up too, Manny? The other one that was there we go. That's another Cape Cod. I believe that's in Connecticut. There we go. So back to the subject matter, Ginger.
Yes.
Hold on. I just got a question here from an actual listener. They're asking how often can they file for bankruptcy?
Which chapter? You can file for Chapter 7 every 8 years. But honestly, bankruptcy relief is really supposed to be a one-time shot. I mean, I know things happen with people, but a few years back, the bankruptcy court did kind of reorganize the process of bankruptcy. So now it's mandatory for you to take a credit counseling course before filing bankruptcy to kind of see what those events that you did to get you into that position. And also it's a requirement to complete a financial management course as well prior to getting your discharge. So that's actually forward looking, and it helps you look at your income and expenses and kind of plan out for the future. Okay, how am I going to manage my finances now that I've gotten rid of all of this debt so that I won't have to do this again? And that's really, I do stress with my clients, okay, this is going to offer you relief now, okay, let's look to what greater opportunities there are for you in the future, and let's not ever do this again.
It's like, don't come back into another 8 years.
Well, yeah, and I was telling Alex the other day, I said, it's unfortunate because I do have these clients that come to me almost like a timer. Oh, okay, I have 6 more months before I can file for bankruptcy again. Well, you don't really want to get into that position. Who does, though, right? But, really financial management.
It makes me wonder, how do you get back into that situation if you filed bankruptcy? Are you able to get more credit from creditors, credit card companies?
It's actually remarkably easy to get credit after you file for bankruptcy. Maybe after 6 months, you'll start getting credit card applications. You'll start, you can have that opportunity to sink yourself back.
So you said 6 months after you file bankruptcy, you'll start getting...
Even sometimes
Actually,
sooner
right
than
away,
that.
right
Yeah,
away after
sooner than
bankruptcy,
that.
I've heard some stories that right after you file bankruptcy, within the next week, you got some credit card offers in the mail.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's because I assume they know that you cannot file bankruptcy into another 8 years.
Right. And it's all habit too, which can change. You can change. You have the power to change change the past.
To stop going to the racetrack, stop attending the Commerce Casino.
The Reuben sandwiches,
Going to Vegas is bad.
This kind of brings another question into mind, Ginger. You mentioned that we can keep our house in a bankruptcy, but what about income property? Does that apply the same way?
Yeah, and it depends on whether or not you have equity in that property, but usually yes. Again, I can't stress enough that it would be good for anyone in that position to go and seek the advice of an attorney. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but an attorney really has to look at your entire financial picture before you proceed. And I know a lot of people, because they are going through financial problems, they just don't have the money for an attorney, go get a free consultation. I offer a free consultation. A lot of people go to these bankruptcy preparer type people, which are good. They serve a purpose. But also, if you know that maybe there's something more, it's a little bit more complicated, go to an attorney. I can't stress that enough.
Go to an attorney, and if you need to go to a good one, you need to go to Ginger Marcos.
Yes. Thank you for joining us, Ginger. I really do appreciate you coming in and sharing this information with us.
Thank you, guys. It was fun.
You can reach Ginger at 818-333-5092, or you can email her at gmarcos@marcoslawfirm.com. You can also go to her website on the web, www.marcoslawfirm.com. I'm seeing here your free consultation can cover defective mortgages, loan modification, short sale, negotiation, foreclosure, defense versus bankruptcy, and then obviously the bankruptcy chapters. You do offer a free half-hour consultation. Typically, is it longer than that, Ginger?
No.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
Make
joining
sure to
us.
give her a call. She needs to pay those student loans.
Join us next week, Wednesday, 10 o'clock. Same time, same place.
Thanks for tuning in to Real Estate Rant Radio.
Make sure to join us every Wednesday at 10 a.m.
on the Rant Radio Network, where we talk about solutions to your real estate problems. The views and opinions expressed by the host or any guest on this show are encouraged to be followed up by a professional tax advisor or attorney, as we are not qualified or authorized to give advice in 2 areas: legal matters and tax matters.
We are the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69-THE-3-GUYS.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.